How to adjust print settings in ControlPro. Depending on which document we're looking to print, there's a couple of different locations for printer settings. We're going to start with the traditional bill of lading. The bill of ladings are associated with the originator. So whether you have a third-party system that you're receiving tickets on, or if you are creating your own tickets in ControlPro, that would depend on which originator is going to be associated with which print template. Print templates will be their own video. We'll go over how to edit and modify those at another point. But for right now, we're just going to discuss how to enter or modify some of the print settings. So to modify those, you will need to be logged in as an administrator. When we'll go to our settings, this toolbox here, or you can hit the F11 key on your keyboard, and then we'll go right into the Originators tab. And we'll see our assortment of originators. You see I've got a few in here. Your system may have one, two, or three, or it may have an abundance of originators. For this one, we're going to be looking at this 101 third-party originator. We see that we don't have any templates assigned to this originator. So let's go ahead and double-click on the italicized column to get that originator opened up. And we're going to head right into the delivery printing. We see that that is blank. So let's hit the plus so that we can begin assigning it its first printer. First thing we'll want to do is assign it a template. For this instance, I'm going to be assigning it just its default template here. For you, it might have your company name here, or it might have some additional information, whether you have an office BOL, a driver BOL, or an inside or outside BOL. So we can open that up. At this point, if all you wanted was to email bills of lading or view bills of lading, this would be all that you would need to do. You don't need to assign it a printer in order to email or view bills of lading. But to assign it a printer so that it will print, we can hit the plus for source ControlPro instances. What that is if you have multiple points of delivery, multiple instances of ControlPro across your system, this would be what template will be printed depending on where that ticket was loaded, as well as which printer it'll print to. So for this one, we're going to leave it on all originators. And then down here for the printing, we see, or printer, we see that there's this gray row. We're just going to click there so we get this black box, and then we'll double click, which will give us our drop down of what printers are available to this computer. For this instance, we're going to go ahead and choose this engineering back printer, and then we can tell it how many copies we want to print. And we can save, and that would be enough to just print our bill lading out at our loadout. Some more advanced features if you want to, as I was saying before, maybe print a driver copy and an office copy. In order to print to multiple locations, though, this computer must have access and must have the print drivers already installed and set up on the loadout computer. So let's go ahead and we'll hit the plus button. So that way we can choose another template. We're going to choose this bill of lading DM. And what we can do, this down arrow right here, we can click that. That'll kind of compact this top print setting so that we have a little bit more view of this other one that we're working on right here. And we can assign it. We can say it's going to be all originators, but what we can do is choose a different printer. So let's choose this Sharp printer here, and it's only going to be one copy. So we can save it. Now, what this would do is every time a load finishes, let's expand this again, we'll look at all of them. Whenever a load finishes, under the bill of lading default, we're going to get 2 copies at this engineering back printer. And we're going to get 1 copy of this bill of lading DM at this Sharp printer. That might be that one copy that the office would need, and then the driver might have his two copies that he'll take with, one for his records, and then maybe one to hand off once the load is delivered to its final destination. So that would be on the bill of lading printing. So let's go ahead and we'll close out of that and let's go take a look at mix printing if you want to configure something to where your load or your system, excuse me, will print a mix ticket prior to loading your ticket. Let's go ahead and open up a system. We're going to go into Remote System 1, and we've got this mix printing tab over here. We're just going to click on that. From this point, it's going to be very familiar. We're going to click on the plus button, and that's where we can choose our template. Let's go find our system mix ticket default. And again, this name might be a little bit different, might be specific to your location or your purpose of the mix ticket. And then we're going to choose the ControlPro instances. We're just going to leave that at all originators. And then for this one, we can choose, again, just this engineering back. That will be the one that'll print out, and that might be something that can include some hand adds that that your operators might need to load into the system. And it will include the full list of materials that would be on there, just to be sure that the operators out there can verify that this ticket's going to have, product X, product A, product Y, so on and so forth. If you have any questions on printing, whether it's mixed printing or bill of ladings, please let us know. Most of the time, this should already be set up. But if you do want to change any quantities or change any print settings, this should be able to help you achieve that goal as well. Thank you.